hi everybody, this is Jeff Whitell, and this is another Henrico's Environmental Action Resource Team podcast. I'm really excited today because we get to introduce some of our youth council, and our youth council is a very important part of the H.E.A.R.T committee. We're going to find out a little bit more about that, so here we go. Well, welcome everybody.
Thank you for having us.
All right, well first of all we have Brooke, and we have Frankie, and we have H.E.A.R.T. And again, they're all high school students in Henrico County Public Schools, so welcome.
Thanks.
Happy to be here.
All right. So let me start out with you, Brooke. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what the Youth Council is? I'm going to put you on the spot here.
The Youth Council is like an environmental team to work on making Henrico more sustainable.
Right. Right. And Frankie, what do you think of the idea of us including students in this committee?
I think it's really important. I think that our future is really dictated by how we learn now and how we kind of introduce stuff to people now. So if we give students the resources and the opportunities to help their environment and their community now, then they have been more inclined and more accepted to do stuff later.
Right.
Yeah.
And H.E.A.R.T, what do you think of the whole idea of having a student voice in this whole thing?
I love it. I think the fact that we were all selected and being able to put our voice out there, and like what Frankie was saying, at the end of the day, the youth are the future generation that's going to lead, and we want to make the world more sustainable.
Right, right. So one of the things that we are looking to do is to try to make this more of a hands-on experience for the Youth Council. Brooke, what kind of things have happened so far with some of the either field trips or events that you all have done?
We have toured the water resource facility. We have planted native plants at the library.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done.
And how was it because I was there when we were doing the planting. What was it like to get your hands dirty?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there? Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think she was there. Weren't you there?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great experience, and it was kind of a good icebreaker to get everybody familiar with each other.
Yep.
Getting down and dirty in the dirt and doing something we all care about, like planting native plants, just kind of brought us together, and it was a great opening activity.
Yeah, and Frankie, you were there, and you were kind of an important part of that day because you all did some social media.
Oh, yes. We did. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Tell me about what y'all did and why was that something that you wanted to do?
Well, we were like, okay, we have this Instagram platform, and we were like, we should spread of what we do. Every time we do activities like this, we should show what we do to foster kind of, I don't know, a following, a community awareness of kind of our goals in this. And we did this little thing where we it was some of us were what are you doing? And then we explained the whole process and how native plants were good.
Right.
And then we did an ending sequence of all the plants that we planted. It
Right.
was really, it was funny.
Well, Brooke, why did you join the Youth Council?
I joined the Youth Council because I thought it was a really interesting topic.
Yeah.
I also wanted to help, I wanted to be a part of the community and help make it more sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, good. H.E.A.R.T.
I just wanted a way to get my voice out there and actively play a role. I mean, you see all these things on social media about how the current state, so many things are going wrong. I want to have a part to play in making things better in the environment.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Frankie, what are some of the things, because again, when we were looking at trying to get the Youth Council going, again, it was about trying to get the student voice and to try to listen to you all and give you a platform to try to let us, the adults who are involved with leadership of this county and school system, to know what y'all are thinking about. So what are some of the things that you think, either personally to you or students, people of your age, what are some of the topics that you think are important right now to you?
Ooh, I have a good one. I'm really passionate about litter and pollution.
Okay.
It's just I've done multiple projects before I came into H.E.A.R.T, just picking up litter.
Yeah.
I worked with Parks and Rec to do some stuff. Rec and Parks, sorry, they're mean about that.
That's okay.
But I think also with fashion, kind of I think Gen Z especially is really into like personal expression with fashion and style. So I think like the overconsumption of that, I think that could be like a very important issue that I think our generation, but also future generations, could be very aware of and like interested in, because it's affecting a lot.
So in a way, you look at the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. That's really looking at reducing the amount of things that you consume. And that could be what you wear, that could be, the amount of water that you consume as far as reusable water bottles and things like that. So, Brooke, what do you think? What are some of the things that are important to you about the environment right now?
The most thing that like is important to me, I've been really passionate about like wildlife and the animals.
Yeah.
Especially like how I've seen everything about like polar bears like dying in Antarctica because of climate change. So I really want to help stop that.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you think that we might be able to look at locally as far as what's happening with habitat and wildlife?
Maybe like deforestation, because we're like been cutting down a ton of trees to like create more new neighborhoods and so many houses and stores and stuff, and we don't need to be having all of that.
Yeah, and it's tricky because there is a certain amount of development that is necessary in order to have places for people to live, to have an economy that is going to have a tax base to make sure that things get done in the county. But I agree, there is a balance, and I think one of the things we can look at doing is growing more trees, looking at materials that are being used that could be different, to try to help out with that. Shreya, what's on your mind about topics?
I think it's really important that you mentioned balance, because one of the things that I'm kind of passionate about is like policy and advocation. And a lot of the things that I focused on in the past is like getting the word out for the different things going on in Henrico. And I think it's important that people know like what policy changes are being made, what policy changes even can be made. If we could spread the word, like this would be possible and this would bring carbon emissions down by X percentage, etc. And if people could have a voice to tell officials like that's what we want, because at the end of the day, like if people use their voice, then like tangible results can be made if we all just work together.
Yeah.
And that's what.
Yeah. So what do you, speaking of using your voice, part of the reason why that we wanted to include you all in the H.E.A.R.T committee is so that you could communicate to students. What do you think about that idea?
Good.
It's a good thing. So what do you think, how do you think you all could do that to try to get the word out?
Social media and like peer-to-peer engagement is like a great way. I mean, everybody in our generation is always scrolling on their phones, and this way if we could connect and be like, we're your age and we're speaking up.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I also think like in schools you could like promote it like around the school, or like signs or posters, or like creating a club, or like whatever it is to be able to make people know what you're talking about.
Cool. And speaking of that, speaking of trying to get students more involved in expressing themselves with the environment, we are planning a youth council summit, climate summit coming up. Frankie, can you give us a little idea of where we are with that, what's happening with that?
Yeah. It's basically we're going to get about 10 students from each high school to the Hermitage ACE Center, the new one, which is really nice and fancy. And students will come in and they will learn about the environment through a keynote speaker, through table discussions, about what we can do in the future to kind of, and like what we can do now locally to help our environment, and stuff that we could maybe propose to like Henrico officials that we could just help out or something.
That's a great idea. I like that. And the fact that you all are organizing this, I think is good, because again, it's another opportunity for, we're saying, go for it.
Yeah.
I asked a question. I think I may even asked you, Brooke, when I came to your school about trying to get students involved. It's like, when was the last time an adult asked your opinion?
Never.
Well, there you go. That's the whole point of this. Shreya, what would you say to students that are out there listening right now, what would you say to them to try to empower them that they can, the time is now to
Yes.
start voicing your opinions, that you can make a difference?
I think the first step is to always educate yourself.
Yeah.
Know what's going on in the environment. I mean, it takes a couple seconds, a quick Google search, just kind of reach out and say, see what the H.E.A.R.T Youth Council is doing, see what H.E.A.R.T is doing. And there's so many volunteer opportunities posted up on the websites, and you can get involved in so many different ways. And I encourage you, you feel
Right.
good about yourself afterwards, knowing that you're working towards making a difference.
Very good. Brooke, what's your message?
I think that like there's a lot of stuff that you can do, whether it's just like volunteering or even just like picking up trash wherever you see. You can make a difference. So
All right.
do it.
Right. Frankie, what's your bumper sticker going to say?
Try your best. I mean,
like
I
that.
think absolutely what Trey was saying, like knowledge, like understanding what's going on, even if like you can't really do much, just being aware of the news is very important. But I also think just like as long as you are aware of what you're doing personally, like it doesn't seem that big of a difference maybe, but like, you know, taking maybe cold showers or like taking the recycling out in more often or so,
Right,
you know, or
right.
just using less plastic products. It's although it might seem very small, it helps your community in a large way,
Absolutely.
especially as more people do it.
Absolutely. Well, what else? Are we good? Anything else you can think of? Yeah? Well, I'm very excited that you all took the time to come out to do this today. I really appreciate it. Reminding everybody that this is a H.E.A.R.T podcast. So if you want more information about what the Henrico's Environmental Action Resource Team is all about, you can go to our website, which is henrico.gov/H.E.A.R.T. And for the people that are listening, just to let you know that our friend Stuart the Turtle is on the table here, and he reminds us to be good stewards of the environment and to reduce, reuse, recycle. And so there we have it. Thanks y'all for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
This was fun.
Yes.